Hi and welcome to the video. Today we've got an MT400 that's come off of eBay, and right away we can tell, we got a few issues, and that is due to dust in the pots, pretty much, in all the EQ auxiliary pots. So the way we're going to fix that is we're going to take the back off so we can get to all that, and we're going to use some clean and lube. Basically, it's a contact lubricant cleaner. Now, I usually use something called Deoxit, which is fantastic for this job, but Deoxit's very expensive, $50 for a very small can here in Australia. And I think this stuff will do the job. I think I spent $15 on this, but it's better than nothing. So we're going to go ahead and open this guy up, give it a really good cleaning service, and see if we can't fix this problem right away. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. So we've got everything cleaned out on the pots. Unfortunately, we couldn't take the actual circuit board off the back because some idiot glued the pan switch on. But luckily, the manufacturer actually left enough room in between to where we could get our clean and contact lubricant on the inside of the pots to actually take care of that scratchy sound. So let's have a listen now. That's to show our audio, but we're going to go on to line function to where we can hear the pots. And you can see, no more scratchy sound. It's taking care of all of that horrible pot noise. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed the video, and anyone with an old 4-track tape recorder, any sort of tape equipment or any audio, definitely, if you have any problems with that, get yourself some contact spray and get on the inside of those pots and give it a nice spray if you can. And just preserve the life of these units, and they will serve you well for years to come. All right, thank you, and have a great day. See you in the next video. Okay, it is time to remove the knobs and apply the contact spray. Yep, so you just want to gently pull up on these. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult, so you have to give a little bit more force. That one we've just pulled out, or we tried to pull out, is actually been glued onto the board, so we can't remove it. But everything else we're going to put in a pile that is in chronological order, so we can get everything back when we need to. Okay, so we're ready to actually apply the contact spray. But first we need to have a look at the front of the panel and see where there is a gap. There is a space where you can actually spray in the contact spray, and it will get to where it needs to go. Now, this is not a thorough method, but it does actually work 100%, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in. You don't need too much, but you want to make sure that you give those knobs a somewhat rigorous back and forth, sweeping the entire range of the potentiometer to allow that contact spray to really do its job. Okay, so you're all done. Put it all back together and you're finished. This is part 2 for people who really just want to get in there and clean it really well. So we're going to carefully open the MT400. There are, I think, 7 screws here, or 6 screws, and very important, on the back of the unit at the top there is a screw that is holding it in, or holding the back panel. So you want to remove that before you go prying it apart and breaking it. Okay, now for your ribbon cables. So as you lift it up very carefully and slowly, you'll see the first ribbon that is just here. And that one, we're going to go in with an X-Acto knife. I recommend you don't use an X-Acto knife, but we're going to pop the little tabs that are on each side of the ribbon cable. going to pop it up very carefully. And this is going to allow then for us to very carefully slide out the ribbon cable. There we go. And make sure you lay that carefully off to one side so as not to bend any of those points. Cannot stress this step enough. You really need to make sure you're very careful with those pins. Okay, so with that one removed, we're going to ease the unit back further. And now we have access to all of the rest of them. Okay, here's another one. Just going to repeat the process. Just going to very carefully pop that end of the tab upwards, which will then release that half of the ribbon cable, and on the other side there's another half to release. Okay, very carefully sliding that out. Okay, and last ribbon. This is a bit easier to see. Going to very carefully pop up that side of the tab. And now for this one. Sometimes they can be very difficult. You'll do one side as we've done here, and the other one wants to pop itself back down and vice versa, so you kind of have to wrestle with them a little bit. But just take your time. Don't try and do this too quickly for risk of snapping any of the pins that can be very delicate. Okay, so now we can access the main board. We're going to remove, I think, 11 screws from that. And you want to be careful because the first screw that is at the bottom right has a ground on it that you want to make sure you don't lose, and don't forget to put back on once you're done. And since our pan knob was glued down, we can't actually remove the main board to clean it thoroughly, so we've put that back together. So at this stage, you should be able to actually clean yours thoroughly, if that's what you desire. But while we're here, we're going to clean out the transport. Okay, so just using a bit of the deoxit or contact spray, going to rub the roller pin, your erase head and record head very, very carefully. It does not require any pressure at all. Just going to give that a bit of a gentle clean, and you're going to put it all back together now, so you're completely done. Okay, and again, just make sure you're carefully replacing the screws. Put that ground back on, and we're at the pin section now, so very carefully, gently sliding those pins back in their corresponding holes. And over here, yet again, this can be somewhat tedious, so take your time and be very careful with those. Okay, we're going to pop that back down. And now for the last one. Yep, there we go. And we've got it all back together. Obviously, you want to replace your knobs and everything else, and you're completely finished cleaning or servicing the entire unit, whatever you choose to do. All right, I hope this video has been very helpful to anyone who's bought this unit or any other 4-track. I mean, all these things are quite applicable to other units. So definitely, if you've enjoyed this video, got anything out of it, like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.